Human design, it is how you practically move through the world. And it is up and coming. We are moving into a time, 2027. Shit is changing drastically, specifically at the spring of 2027 because of the human design shift.
Welcome back to the Collectively Rooted podcast.
Hi, welcome back. We're here again.
Oh,
sorry, Leslie.
And we have
Deanna again.
Hi, guys. Welcome back, D.
we ate and now we're like, oh.
Yeah, we got energy in us.
For this part of the session, we want to speak on human design.
Human design. Ah, the crowd goes wild.
Not many people, sometimes I'll talk about, oh, do you know what human design is? I feel like, what is that?
Yeah.
Am I a robot or a human? And I'm like, no. Let me go into this, and then I'll whip it out and I'll look for their stuff. And
She does. That's how she introduced me to it. She was talking about something. Do you know your human design? And I say, what? She goes, your human design. I was like, no, what is that? She explained it to me.
and then I would reroute you.
And then she was
I
like,
rerouted him to the.
you should have D. She'll go full in detail. I don't know nothing about it, but I can tell you what it is.
Human
Bridge. I could only
Yeah.
this is what it is, but now you have to go to my
Yeah, that's exactly what she is.
I love that. You take them so far.
Yeah.
Human design is an incredible tool. Human design, I like to see it as astrology on steroids. You get the I Chi, the chakra system, you have quantum jumping, you get a little bit, I believe, of the Kabbalah in it. Astrology, it's everything in one. It's this big soup that has so much in it. It is a very practical way to move through your reality. The way that I like to think of astrology is timing techniques, a deeper dive into like your psyche and psychological issues, destiny, different branches would provide that information. For human design, it is how you practically move through the world. And it is up and coming. We are moving into a time, 2027. Shit is changing drastically, specifically at the spring of 2027 because of the human design shift.
What is your human design, Alexa?
I don't know the statistics of human design, but I am a manifestor.
I'm a manifestor generator.
Manifesting generator, and I'm a projector. And I love that we have 3 different types.
Yeah.
Ultimately, some people will say there are 4, some people will say there are 5. If you go under the idea that there's 4, this is when generator and manifesting generator would be under the same umbrella because they are both rooted in the sacral. But for shits and giggles, we'll just say there are 5 different energy types. And that's essentially what we just described right here. Being a manifestor, a manifesting generator, projector, that is your energy type. There are energies and there are non-energy types. For an example, Leslie is an energy type. Generators and manifesting generators, energy. Alexa is a manifestor. I'm a projector. We will also group reflectors under that. They are non-energy types. That's when we do not have our sacral filled in. The body chart, if you were to pull up your body chart, you do it just like astrology. You put in your date of birth, it will pull up a chart. And when you look at this chart, you have 2 sides. You have your conscious side and you have your unconscious side. One is typically black, one is typically red. 3 months before you were born is your unconscious information. That is when you'll see it. The unconscious has a lot to do with the body. The body has an intelligence of its own. It'll move, it'll groove, it'll do things that we don't have control over. The red side is the conscious side. That's your personality. We're more conscious of that. It's more of the mind. You can get a little lost in that because the mind is going to fight and try and grip on to different things, and the shadow may come out a bit more. So that's a premise of the body graph. You have a few different shapes within the body graph, and these shapes are either colored or they're clear or they're white. If you have anything colored in your chart, that allows you to know that you have consistent energy. This is an area that you don't need to do anything. I guess you would call these like this different centers. That's what I would say. The head, the larger shapes. And when they're colored in, you have that energy consistent. So like I was saying, with you being a energy type, you have your sacral that is filled in, and you have a constant flow of energy through that area. Alexa and I do not have those, so we can't show up. If you do not have an area colored in, you show up inconsistently.
With
Also,
just that body part?
Correct. With any area that is not colored in. Yeah.
Mm. And how does that affect people? Like for me, I'm colored in here, so what does that mean?
So as a yeah, sure. So as a manifesting generator, you have consistent. Okay, let's break this down a little bit. Let me explain the hierarchy and just some stories to hopefully let our audience understand. Like I was saying, there are 5 different energy types: generator, man-gen, manifestor, projector, and reflector. When human design started forever ago, there was actually only 4 types. The projector is an energy type that was born in the late 1700s. Before the 1700s, I can't remember the exact year. I think it was maybe actually almost to the 18th century. So around that time, before that time, the projector didn't exist. So there's only 4 different types. And during this time, at the top of the food chain, now we're talking like Renaissance, we're talking kings and queens, Roman empires, that time, the manifestors were the top of the food chain. These were the people, and if you think of a manifestor, they are here to initiate. Their design is here to start things. They are here to hear God, source, cosmic consciousness, give them information on how to form. So back in those days, we were building a society. This is when the kings and queens would say, oh gosh, we got to build a kingdom. We got to build a moat. We got to do all these things. So they would then relay this information to the generators that have a consistent doing. The generators, the man-gens, are here to actually do. They are here to work. Some people may get bent out of shape. Oh God, I'm a man-gen, I'm a gen, I'm here to work. You have enough energy to do that. Where it can come into a difficulty is when a generator or a man-gen is doing a job that they despise, that isn't lighting them up. The signature, each type has a signature. The signature for a manifestor is peace. The signature for a generator or a man-gen is satisfaction. The signature for a projector is, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on this? I think it's recognition. No, is success. Silly me. Is being successful. Reflector is surprise. They want to be surprised. So if you feel angry as a manifestor, that is your number 1 cue that you are not in alignment. If you are, as a generator, satisfied, frustrated, you are not in alignment. As a projector, if I am bitter, which I have been bitter multiple times the past couple weeks, I am not in alignment. If you are, I can't remember what it is for a reflector, but they're so rare, we'll move past that. Sorry, reflectors.
I've only met 1 reflector.
Yeah, it's the super, super rare.
They're 1%.
1%. It's they are ruled by the moon. It's crazy. All the other types are ruled by the sun. The reflector is ruled by the moon.
Which makes sense, right?
Yeah, they're called like the cosmic police. So in a way, it's like Teal Swan is a reflector. What is that guy? He does a lot with relationships. Danny. I know you would know him. His name is Danny. He just had a baby. He's a talker. Sandra Bullock is a reflector.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So these people are here to essentially like understand their environment. So if you've ever been to a Teal Swan workshop, right? She does a really beautiful job at conveying what the current is of the state, of the environment, of something, and then she'll be able like it. And if you are in that container, you'll resonate with it. Like she has an ability to do that. They're here to call you out on your shit when you're like ready to hear it. Basically, they're very potent. They see the blind spots.
Wow. So a manifestor like Alexa,
Yes.
The queen.
the
queen.
the
The queen.
hierarchy of the food chain. So she's colored in her head. You said like her headspace is colored. Would be
No, so to make a manifester, they have to have a motor, a motor which is
We have a motor mouth. We don't shut off.
no. It's hard to explain everything when I don't have a chart like that. Like I'm trying
Yeah.
to. It's like much more detailed.
Can I say something?
Please.
While you marinate. My sister brought it to my attention a lot of the things like informing. One of the things for manifestors is to inform. And when I was younger, I hated telling people any information. I want to go do this. And if you tell me no, I'm still going to do it. And I'm going to hate you for telling me no. I would never tell my parents I want to be good. You don't know. I could have died too many times, but like still, I never like to tell my family, anybody, anything, any authority figure where they were going to tell me, no, you can't go do that because I'm going to fucking go do it. I want to go do it. I want to go do it. Now, as a healed-ish manifester, that's I want to be informed about everything. Not that I'm snooping or anything. No, I just want to know the things. I like to be caught with my pants down. I like to be like ready, informed, and I do inform people to the T. Like try to be as crystal clear so that they understand and all things. Now that I know also about not having the energy to do things. I'm very high energy, especially in the nighttime, especially around full moons, where I'm super creative, super this, super that. There'll be even like a couple of days where I'm super high energy. I can do the things, but just as equal or more, I need such a rest period that thank God my husband knows by now, like the manifestor in me, like the highs and the lows he sees. I think you told me that the mountain at the apex, it could be as high energy, but just as low as the valley or whatever.
I love that you took us in that direction. Thank you. I think a really important thing, if this is really the only thing to land home with human design, we have given our authority to things outside of ourselves time and time again. We are in a time right now where we are taking that authority back, and each type has an authority and has a strategy and has an authority. So for a manifestor, like Alexa was talking about, her strategy is to inform people. So if she doesn't inform people, there is an impact that can be felt that can really like wipe people like just off their knocker. There's one time specifically that it's funny. You were going to do a massage thing and I was going to go meet you. And I was like, I'm on my way. And then you said, oh, I forgot to tell you I'm not going to go. I think it was when your husband was ill. Perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. But it was so funny to just observe the impact that manifestor has when they don't inform. Obviously, I could have gone to the thing, but I felt that she wasn't going to be there. There really was no point. And I sat in my living room and I was like, now what do I do? There was I had a plan. I was going to go do it. It impacted me. You didn't inform me. No, I love when this stuff works out in real life. Yeah. Like I can understand the types that much better. So that's a great example of, I have a girlfriend whose husband would just get up and go play softball. And it's not that she had any problem with him going to do that, but there is a level that there is something we feel if we're not manifestors where it's like, it's like hitting this like,
He's a manifestor.
It's like it hits us. It's like this. You guys have a repelling aura. Yes. So when there isn't an informed, then the aura repels us. Yeah, I think, but I'll get that in a moment. To also touch on the importance of, so that's the strategy of a manifestor. Everybody's authority is different. You can have emotional authorities. You can have splenic authorities. You have sacral authorities. Within the human design of projectors, there's 4 or 5 different authorities. There's so many different authorities. So Alexa is an emotional authority, I believe. I think you are. And with that...
Regal. No.
That's your profile.
Oh, no.
The authority, I just want to focus on because this is something everyone, if you are into human design, you need to know your strategy and authority. If you only learn that, you will do humanity a world of great. So in order to make decisions, we never want to look to anything outside of ourselves. Human design provides a key for us to move consciously on this planet and do what's in alignment. The authority is God speaking to you. So if you are somebody who has an emotional authority, it comes in a wave. If you are an emotional authority, you should never make a decision in the moment. You allow that emotional wave to get really high and get really low and then taper out. I like to give the example on my sessions. It's if you're surfing, you allow that wave to bring you to shore, to sit on the sand, to relax and say, okay, do I want to go back out and chase that wave, or do I want to go to sleep? If somebody asked you if you wanted to go surfing again while you were on that wave, you may say yes, you may say no, and then when it gets calm, you're either binded into doing something or you're not. So never making a decision if you are an emotional authority in the moment. You got to buy yourself some time. You, Leslie, are a sacral authority. So you are constantly responding. That is your strategy.
Yeah.
The generators are here more than not. The universe is always reflecting back something for you to respond to, whether that be a glass of tea, or driving down the street and you see a sign. It doesn't matter. In order to know if that is where you're supposed to go, if you should drink that drink, you get a uh-huh or a uh-uh.
I can remember you telling me
And it's in the moment. Also, too, with generators, I see this all the time. If there is a couple and one's a generator and one isn't, and they say to you, what do you want to eat? It's very challenging for a generator man gen to give an answer. Do you want pizza? Check in your sacral. Uh-huh. Uh-uh. You'll know. But having an open-ending question, there's nothing to respond to. Something needs to be provided for you to respond to then check that sacral authority.
I have to agree with you because, especially now, what do you want for dinner or something like that? My husband, on most Saturdays we eat out unless we're cooking something big for the family. He's, what do you want for dinner? And I'm always like, I don't know. And he gets so frustrated. And I'm like, because he's the same way. I don't know either. And I'm like, give me ideas or something. And it's a go back and forth before an idea pops out, probably for 30 minutes. And if he said something and I'm just overweighting because now I'm starving. And even though my inside screaming, do not eat that. And I'll be like, yeah, sure. And I'll just pick something to pick something. I get sick.
That makes a lot of sense.
I have
That's
heartburn,
a great
TMI,
awareness.
diarrhea, something, or I feel super bloated. My stomach is screaming at me.
That's fascinating. And I'm curious if that happens to a lot of generators where they just do like to eat to just shut someone up.
Right.
And then you go when you went against your authority. So now it's just not working. That's very interesting.
Representation of seeing it in the visually seen. Or feeling it.
Right.
Yeah,
Feeling it.
totally.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And I remember when we had our session that you said it's a yes or no. There's no thinking. And I was like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's a feeling. It's a gut feeling.
And it's so true. There's things that I'm just like, no. And sometimes I back then, after seeing D, I'm, no, I don't care. No. Before I'd be like, my inside's saying no. And I guess we can try it or whatever. I guess we can.
And that's generators make up, I want to say 70% of the population. And if we just look, generally speaking, at the population, there is more generators on this planet doing jobs that they hate. They're not going through their authority. So they're frustrated. So what happens? Sickness. You have then people who are near them that take on the energy, that just amplify the frustration. We're all pissed. We're all annoyed. We all don't want to be doing what we're doing. So it's almost like these generators, if once you get the hang of this and you're making decisions that are in alignment with whatever your intelligence is speaking, whatever your authority is saying, we will be in a much better situation as a collective.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because I remember during our session when you told me that about working, you're like, if there's a place you're working and you just can't stand it, it is going to tear you apart. And it did. It really did. I was in corporate America, like I said, on my other session, and I loved it, what I was doing then. But it came to a point, and I don't know if that's my Gemini or whatever it is, that I was just like, okay, I need change. I could never just sit there. And I would change and I'd fall again into something that I picked that I liked, whatever. But before COVID, I was working criminal defense. And I was bouncing because I was like, it's the office, it's the boss, it's the girl answering the phones, it's this, is that. And it was my inside saying, we don't like this. This sitting here for 10 hours, I would get so frustrated and I would want to just die.
So you're also a man gen and not a generator. So there's something to point out as well. And you're a 3-5. I remember this. We got to try a lot of stuff. Like we got to try a lot of stuff. I'm a 3-5 as well. But also as a man gen, like there is something, I know I explained this in the session, you have to go A, Z, K, W, Y. It's not linear. Right. If the manifester is the one who gives the orders as to the generators, and then there's a subcategory within the generator, which is a man gen, you guys are essentially the interior designers. Mm-hmm. There is something that if you were to come into a home, you can see that let's rip down this bathroom, let's do this tile over here. There's a way to the madness that I wouldn't be able to see, a generator wouldn't be able to see, but because you can conceptualize and understand it in a ping pong all over, it works. And I think that as a man gen, the archetype tries to fit into doing 1, 2, 3, right, A, B, C, and it can't, and that can explode a bit. Oh,
and I explode in so many different ways when I have to do that. And it drives my husband crazy because you were just here and now we're going over there. And for the other one,
but projector is here to see, and it's all about the other. That is why I love doing one-on-one sessions. It is learning systems. It's learning personalities. It has the ability. Projectors are here to ask the questions in order to make you think and realign. We're not, any good guide isn't going to tell you the answers. They're just going to ask the questions for you to think. We are not here to tell you what to do. We're here to ask the really weird questions for you to be like, oh God, I never really thought about that. Because we can see so deeply into the other that we wouldn't, that any other type wouldn't be able to ask that question because it's so clear to us. So clear. But also, again, it's such a challenging type, and we've been conditioned to be generators. And just like the good thing about the projectors have it a little bit more challenging because our aura penetrates the other. So if you think about walking around, so Alexa's aura repels. Generator man gens, they engulf. So you're always like hugging, right? But like coming in, if I'm sitting here alone and a generator comes in, I can feel their aura almost give me a hug. It's not like you're like, nothing's coming at you, you're hugging it. A reflector, they have a Teflon. So a lot of stuff doesn't stick on them. It slides right off. As a projector, we are going through our life. This is going to be vulgar, but fuck it. Yeah. If you think about sex, the projectors are here penetrating a bunch of people that aren't even asking for it. So there comes a time where it's, I gotta not have humans. Even if I go walk on a trail and there's one person, I can feel them. It's so much, I gotta shake it off. I have everybody else's stuff on me because I see so deeply into the other. It's called a monopole, where comes from our sacral, and because we don't have a filled sacral as projectors, it's the monopole that comes out of our stomach and grabs onto the other. Wow. So we are that claw game that I refer to. Like we are just like going and picking, and I have no choice. If you're sitting next to me, I'm gonna penetrate you. Yeah. I can't ask for permission. There's no consent here.
Sorry.
I just gotta. And the thing too is, as a projector, like you feel it so much that you want to give advice, you want to give perspective because you know all the answers, but unless that's invited, the other person will never hear you. So that's when we get really bitter. How do I know all the answers? As children, if you are a child, if you are raising projector children, I can count on all of my hands times a million how many times I was called bossy. Because I would know all the things. Go here, do this, move here, go. I can just see it. And why are you being bossy, Deanna? She always wants to be in control. Like talent shows and stuff, I'd be the choreographer because I'd be like, no, we got to do it this way. 5, 6, 7, 8. And be like, Mom, she's always trying to do it her way. And I was like, no, this is just the right way. So unless it's invited, it comes off so bad. And then what happens? You're not taking my advice. Now I'm bitter. Now I'm pissed. And there is nothing worse than being near a bitter projector. Nothing.
Wow.
Having that open sacral, I don't know who it was that told me this, and I'm thinking it was my sister, But I will tell her like I have such a hard time sleeping already because of the moon and all things. But I don't know my husband's human design. We have to do the backstory thing to it because I don't know it. But he'll fall asleep anywhere. He'll go to sleep anywhere. Me, I cannot. I have to like even in our house, I have to go to sleep before him so that I can sleep. If not, I'm laying in bed with him for hours. He's knocked out. I'm like, my God, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. So is it because of the open sacral?
Yes,
Or
exactly. I love that. I actually learned this pretty recently, and I really want to share it. In Kings and Queens times, it was people didn't sleep together. It was royal. You were rich, you were royal if you had separate chambers. You came together to do the deed in a very union, sacramental type of way. No, we don't do that anymore. Everyone fucking sleeps together, and I don't subscribe to that. I am trying to really pave the way. My current partner right now and I kind of butt heads about this because I sleep better alone. If you are a non-energy type, I personally think everybody should sleep alone.
I agree too.
Everybody, generator, manifest, whatever the hell you are, sleep alone. That is a time where your body is releasing what it's picked up on all day. So if you are if you are a non-energy type, sleeping next to a energy type, your sacral, which is open, needs time to release all of that. If you're sleeping next to someone who has a full one, you're just taking in all of their stuff. It's constant. Learning human design and learning this little piece completely changed where I'm going in relationship, and also giving myself a lot of compassion and grace to where I came from, because it would be World War fights with previous relationships.
Sure,
like it just, and you didn't, there was something wrong with me. We're raised to sleep next to someone. Right. That's what you're supposed to do. It's right. Bad if you don't. Everyone takes offense to it. And I don't subscribe to that anymore. Yes, to answer your question.
It's funny because I love to sleep alone, but I can't fall asleep too alone. So I want to be in the room and cuddle and all the things, or sometimes even not cuddle. As long as I have my leg or something touching my husband, I have a hard time sleeping. I don't think it has anything to do with my human design, but I really have a hard time sleeping. But when I do fall asleep, I need to just feel warmth. But mid mornings, anywhere from 2 to 4 a.m., most of the time, like 90% of the time, I wake up and I know that if there was nobody on the bed, I can fall right back to sleep.
Yeah, sleep is
and of course, I'm not going to be like, go.
Right.
I need to sleep.
Don't be like me.
You do.
Eric is awesome.
She does. And I'm
since
like,
he can sleep anywhere, he'll know if I don't sleep for 24 hours, which happens, unfortunately, he'll be like, babe, I'm going to go sleep in the living room so you could. Like, he's such a good sport about it.
And it's such a good sleep.
Doesn't take it personally.
Right. No, he doesn't take it personally because he needs your sleep. Like, for everybody's sake, he needs your sleep. So I'll manage.
I can picture him. I just had a visual of him doing that.
Complains about me. I feel like, like a twin.
That's beautiful, though. Lucky you.
He complains, yes.
No, that he's not going to go. Yeah.
Oh, no, that he does. Yeah, he'll do that. So I love that. And in my next house, I'm going to have a fourth room where it's just my room. So I can sleep. And then, yeah, I'll go to his room sometimes.
Yeah, I think we should all have our own rooms.
Yeah.
I do have a question as far as if, let's say, your partner, people living together in a home, rather their partners, siblings, whatever, if they're different human designs, does that cause anything or make anything? Or
I think that we all need to learn to coexist. I do think that your specific energy type, you do feel at home with the others. I'm in a group online where it's only projectors, and it feels incredible. Oh. We are slow. We open the container with just silence for 15 minutes. We lay down. Projectors love to lay. There is just a feeling of being at home. You're not rushed. Now, I think that it would behoove everyone to understand their type, so then you understand when you need to set those boundaries, right? Like, just because I'm a projector doesn't mean I can't have a family, right? And where I'd have to, like, you just got to learn what your ebbs and flows are. There are communities, I'd actually say, popping up that have groups specifically. We need 3 projectors. We need 2 generators, like, that will work well together. Also in human design, and I don't ask me any follow-up questions because I don't know this. The second you get more than 3 people, you have what is called a penta. A penta is then you've got a group of people and the whole dynamic of the family shifts. So, like, me as an individual projector, the second I was in a family of 4, I completely morphed. You get taken out, you're different. You get put back into the family, your type morphs. I don't know, I cannot speak on this more, but pentas are another really cool area to fall down within human design in groups.
Wow.
Yeah, that changes a lot. So to answer your question, there's a lot to uncover with types of groups that I just am not that educated on at this point.
I want to mention that if you're in the corporate field and you're in HR or whatever, like I feel like hiring Deanna to find out everybody's, because we've talked about this, I'm like, just so you know, if you're a CEO or you're a boss and you want shit to go smooth and you want people to be happy, hire Deanna so that she can tell you, oh, this person does this, so this is where they belong. And this person does this is where they belong.
That would be amazing.
Like when I worked in corporate America, I had a boss who really saw me and would encourage me to do little workshops. But it's very challenging if everyone isn't bought in. But there is a huge benefit for this. And I would say it is popping up more than it did, and human design is gaining a ton of popularity. In fact, Love is Blind, everyone knows that show on Netflix. The UK version of it, a guy was on it and he was a human design coach. Wow. So it was really amazing to get that, and he was a projector. So it was amazing for him to get on this platform, and even the people who didn't know, it's getting exposure. So yeah, I think anything with human design, with astrology and relationships and synastry and all of that is so beneficial. You just have to have an open mind. And I think a lot of it too, like you need your birth time. So I don't really know with HR codes and all of that. So it can get a little fickle, but if you are open to it, please invite me.
That's awesome.
Don't forget, the projectors need invitations.
Invitations.
To invite.
Invitations.
Oh, okay. My last one that I have is, so if I'm a manifestor generator, female, is it different for a manifestor generator male, or we're just the same? Like the gender doesn't matter as some astrology aspects of it do sometimes?
I think it's a good question. I think with that question, especially right now, speaking to the energy, there's so much over-identification with man and female. I think that's really a place to start and ask ourselves, where and why are we over-identifying with these identities? I don't think there would be much of a difference. And it's funny, in this example with your husband and you're both man gens, you both bring a lot of energy. There's a lot of doing. In a way, the stereotypes relax more as a female. Are you in your feminine? There's probably a little bit more of a internal question that you'd have to ask yourself of, am I acting just to keep busy, to do that? And then an example that I'm presently in, my partner and I are both projectors, and projector is a lot more feminine, a lot more chill. So then my partner, who's like the opposite, there's a level of, come on, dude, like, initiate, be the man, and that's not really his. So you gotta kind of check yourself with genders, the stereotypes that come with it, and what feels in alignment with you. And that's where I bring it back full circle to the authority.
I know, real quick, because now I'm like, where do I stand? Because I feel like I have a lot of energy, and the initiation is a masculine thing, but then the resting is the feminine. So what would you say about that?
I think manifestors can do so much in the shortest amount of time. It's a bullet train, right? Mm-hmm. If you've already accomplished all of that, then just chill. I think manifestors are probably a little bit misdiagnosed as well. Projectors. It's very hard to be a manifestor in this reality because you can get a lot done and then you're on E or below E. There's no, you have to rest. I don't really know. I don't think I really have an answer to that question, like what it would be. I think maybe both, maybe a pretty good hybrid. I don't know.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you again, Dee.
Thank you, ladies. This was fun. I hope this information landed in the right area. I'm much more comfortable with astrology, but human design, especially if you're a projector, find me, reach out, because I can help guide tremendously.
Human design really has helped me, and I'm so happy that you're like, oh, I don't know that much. I'm like, you don't know much, girl.
It's hard to
your forte, I feel like.
Thank you.
I feel like you know a lot. Like, of course, we could always know more. We're always going to be learning and students of life. But this is, I can see your eyes spark.
Me too.
You talk about human design.
Yeah.
It's just
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. You come alive.
Thank you, ladies.